Hello, welcome back to Art Class with Mr. Thompson. So, as you know, we're continuing to work on our music and creative writing unit. So far, you should already have an idea of the story you want to tell in your song, but you should also have your chorus already written out. So, today we're going to be focusing on how to write a verse. And in order to do that, we're going to have a specific assignment that I'll talk about a little bit after we watch this video. But I want you guys to see a little bit of how a musician will take the time and use different aspects of their life to write their story. So we're gonna watch a video, and I'll make some comments on things that I want that's stand out, so that you can go ahead and use that for ways to get ideas for when you're writing your verses today. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna watch this video.
I know what it's like to know your full potential and that shit not be executed. You know what I mean? So it's just, I know what it feel like to be slept on for sure. And it's like, I tweeted the other day, like, I know what it feel like to be slept on. It's painful. Because it is, you know, when you know that full potential, but you gotta let that ignite you. I had a reference to it for a while before I finished writing it, but I was in London and we was in the studio every night. I was irritated that I still had this song because I knew it was something, but it just, I couldn't like find the time to get it done. One night I just like, yo, I'm not leaving till this shit done. I had to snap on that second verse. Like, I did it once and then I wasn't satisfied. I had to like make it longer. Last night took.
So automatically, he just said something really that I feel like is really important that I want you guys to really think about. We've done a few creative writing prompts where we've specifically focused on how to get past writer's block. Now, as you're writing your verses, you must know and understand that like your first attempt at writing a verse may not be your best attempt. So you should feel more than free to have a final product and then go back and edit it, even if it's after we finish this unit. It's still a piece of art that you created that you should be proud of. So if this is something that you're passionate about, for example, if you're passionate about making beats, don't be afraid to go back and edit your beat to make it better. If you're passionate about writing, I know we have some great writers, we have some great beat makers. Don't be afraid to go back. If you feel like your product or your project could be better, don't feel afraid to go back and continue to work on that project. Like, your first attempt doesn't have to be your final attempt. So he just spoke on something really important. He had a verse and he still went back and edited it because he knew it could have been better. He wanted it to be better. So you guys should be thinking about the same thing if you don't feel satisfied with the final product that you have right now.
Get L, but tonight I bounce back. Wake up every morning by the night I count stacks. Knew that ass was real when I hit it, bounce back. You ain't getting checks. I said last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. Boy, I've been broke as hell, cash a check and bounce back. D-Town LAX, every week I bounce back. If you a real one, then you know how to bounce back. That's the part of winning, is taking the loss. You measure the character of a person of how they bounce back, how they handle themselves after that. Is it gonna like tear you down, or is it gonna like make you come back even harder?
So one other thing that I want to point out about his chorus and how he wrote it, he's still telling his story, even though it's not a narrative. He's talking about key events that are part of his story. He's talking about his hometown, going from L.A. and California and going back home to Detroit. He's talking about having money and then not having money, etc. So you don't have to tell a story that is formatted like, first I did this and then I did that. It doesn't have to be formatted like that. If you want to be a little bit more creative and just talk about, and you want to talk about little moments that you feel capture your story, but it's not organized like, first I did this and then I did this, then be a little bit more creative. Feel free to step outside the box with with your how you tell your story.
Don't know nobody, always on a fucking job. I got no hobbies, got the city rocking with me cause I'm home. Grown vibing out more than my phone, no, leave me alone, me on my own, no. My phone been ringing since I sat down, honestly, it's on vibrate right now. So it rang like 2 times since we've been sitting down, so I do vibe out. It's hard to simplify things sometimes like that and for it to still be some type of cleverness to it. I cut a bitch off like an edit. My daddy itchy is genetics. I heard you new shit is pathetic. Your contract should be shredded. To my dogs on the private jet from the public house, and I kept a G, yeah, 1,000. Click star studded like the Paramount Monitor. I mean, you know, the Paramount Monitor got all them stars around it. When I thought of that line, I didn't know if it was like too much of a stretch. You know how some people be trying to over rap. It'd be like, okay, come on, dog. Like, we get it. You like can rap. Like, I almost didn't use that line. But then I thought about it. I was like, nah, that's hard. Everything I do is rap.
So again, now even though this song is telling your story, it's still poetry. He's still using figurative language. So he just explained how he used. He was talking about all his friends and how all of his friends are stars and how all of his friends are like brilliant, etc. And he compared it to the Paramount Mountain. So he's using similes and metaphor. He's still using that creative and figurative language. So keep that in mind as you're writing your chorus and your verses. If you need to go back and rewrite your chorus or you want to work on it, you can. But especially for your verse, make sure that you're using that figurative language because it's going to make it that much more interesting and creative. That's what makes a good piece of art, music, poetry. Okay.
Righteous, betting on me is the right risk, even in a fucking crisis. I'm never on some switch side shit. I switch gears to the night shift, blacking out cause I'm enlightened. God talk to me in silence, but I hear him every time, man. I woke up in beast mode with my girl that's beauty in the beast though. Been top 5, these niggas sleep though. Only thing that's sold out is the seats though. Straight up. I'm gonna put that out into the universe that I'm top 5 because, you know, that's what I'm bringing. That's what I want to bring to the game. That's how I feel every time I step into the booth. You know, I feel like I'm the best, and I'm gonna keep proving myself. You know, I'm gonna keep going hard and keep putting that work in. We should be the best at what we do, man. What you think you gonna going to work saying, "Oh, he's better than me at what I do"? That's some bullshit. Damn, that's some bullshit. Look how dare you stand before me and not respect my.
So in this case, another thing that stood out that I want you to focus on is how he is telling his story, but not only from things that has happened to him, but he's also talking about what he wants his future to look like. What is his legacy? So he said he's talking about how he wants to be top 5. He wants people to look at him as a top 5 rapper or MC. So he's still working on his rap career. He's still a rapper. He's still making music, but he's talking as if in the future he wants to get there. So he's telling his story in the future, not just the past. And you can do the same.
My authority. If you fuck with my glory, I'm gonna drop the L and get gory. Like the artwork and the messages take no L's. So if you fuck with my glory, I'm gonna drop the L. So I drop the L because I'm dropping a loss and get gory. And then if you take the L out of glory, it's gory. A little random stuff, man. It's like that chef that be like. Yeah, I done did everything except worry, hella drama, my life story. Faith of a mustard seed that kept growing. I knew that this life was meant for me. Niggas change up more than wishing wells. Karma come around, I wish them well. I seen people change up completely. Just how they act, how they treat you, you know, what they think they're entitled to. Honestly, it's good to change. I'm not saying you shouldn't change. I think change is for the better. But sometimes when people keep changing, they change in different ways. And they grow apart. Living like I'm on a limitless pill. I kill the scene like I'm Denzel. Crazy like my jacket strapped up. Look, I don't act, but I act up. Brown paper bag like the lunch packed up. Back up. Look, I'm going to need like 10 feet or get stomped out with 10 feet. I'm going to always lose my temper. You cannot count to 10 me. If I lose one, I bounce back like 2, 3, there were 4, 5. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. When I came up with that line, I didn't realize that's why Jordan picked 4 or 5. It only makes total sense now that when he retired 2-3, he came back with 4-5. That was like the one up. I just was like, oh, okay, I'm about to kill him. I'm about to kill him. You know, honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. I looked it up too, just to make sure I wasn't like biting or no shit like that. It just felt good to get that off. Seen courtrooms and.
So again, he's making references and using that figurative language to tell his story. Again, he's rapping about how he in his future he wants to be this top 5 high tier rapper, but he's comparing it to something else. So he's comparing it to sports. I know a lot of my boys and also my girls play sports. So don't feel like you have to just talk about your story in this like sterile, organized way. You can compare your story to so many different aspects that you like. If you like bowling, talk about bowling. If you like to draw anime, talk about how you're gonna make your life drawing like an anime or something like that. If you want to be the best basketball player in the world and you want to be a CEO and start your own business and everything, compare your story. Use that as comparisons and as fuel to write your story. Um, those are just a few examples. So everything you can take different aspects of the things that you like and incorporate them into this song. This is your song to tell your story. So make sure that you're not just including one aspect. You can be creative and include multiple aspects of your story.
Court sides ain't too many seen both sides. Yeah, fuck what you know. Nigga, I'm taking back control. When I thought of it, I didn't think of the song Control. Like, I'm taking back control. Obviously, I can't take it back because it's like the song is out there. But I don't give a fuck if you think that. That's cool too. I guess that makes it like a double thing. But I was just talking about taking back control of my life. The underdog just turned into the wolf and the hunger steady grows. Yeah, I call shots while you call off, never taking summer or fall off. When you stay that committed to it, you just fall down and never fall off. I remember my manager told me, you know what happens to the underdog? I'm like, what? He's like, it eventually turns into the big dog. And that always stuck with me, just that mentality.
Okay, so this is what you're going to do. Today, for today's assignment, you're going to continue working on your song. We're still going to be using that ballad form, and you're going to come up with another 3 stanzas. Okay, 3 stanzas. They should be 4 to 8 lines long. Matter of fact, they should be 8 lines long. No less than 8 lines. Okay, because they should be longer than your chorus. Now, you're going to have that 3 stanzas, and that's going to be the stanzas that's going to count as your verse. So remember, for your verse, we're going to be using the ballad form. So the ballad tells a story and has a distinct rhyming pattern. Now, I will say this. You're not just writing poetry. You're starting to write a full song. So you already have your chorus. Your chorus is going to be repeating. So it's going to be the part that you wrote yesterday is going to be the part that's going to go in between these verses. So everything should come together to make one coherent song. Okay. But I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. And that's going to be a class for today. I can't wait to see you tomorrow.